Yeah, that'll probably be okay. I hope so, anyways. Hope everyone's having a good week. We went for a rock walk the other day, me and Rebecca did. And it was so windy. It was crazy. I actually took a video and I laughed manically. I was like, this wind is crazy. Wow. I mean, it dawned on me how absolutely ridiculous it was that we were actually out there hunting rocks in that wind. So we did anyway. So it's a mystery to me. I mean, I picked these out of my bag right before I started the live, and I brushed the dirt off with a toothbrush so that I am not washing a whole crap load of dirt down the drain. But I haven't actually got them wet and washed them, so it's gonna be a mystery to me just as much as an adventure for you to kind of go through these together and see what kind of crazy stuff I managed to pick up in the wind. So good morning, Soul. Good morning, Angie. Good morning, Boot. Good morning, Spot. Oh, you guys, I'm smiling today. I'm a happy girl. I can see one right on top here that I'm pretty interested in having a look at. Actually, two right on top here. So we'll get right into it. Yeah, it's got some lichen on it, but it's all right. I'm liking the lichen. I'm gonna leave it. This one is interesting, isn't it? Boy, okay. Wow. It was so windy that I actually found a septarian or two to dig up, and as soon as and the dirt on these rocks, as soon as you disturbed the dirt or the ground in any way, it just blew like right into your face, right, just up in your eyes. And even if you weren't disturbing the dirt, it was so windy that it was just pelting you with little sands and things. So to brush these off at all in the field was not an option that day. You would just eat dirt if you tried. Okay, Boot, I will check that out. I will see what I can see about your message on Discord. Let me scroll up to and just see where my camera is looking, because I'm really not super sure about that. Well, that's not terrible. I mean, you see a couple of dirty dishes in the other sink there, but I'll get over it. Okay, let's see about getting some of these into focus. If we can get some light on them and get them into focus. Maybe. Yeah. This one's got a really cool fossil right here. The whole thing is just loaded in fossils. Is there any such thing as a good angle on this backwards facing camera today? Probably not. We'll take the tripod down and have a look at them all when we're done here too. But this is kind of cool. This is like a banded shirt maybe. It's got quite a bit of banding happening in it there. Kind of cool. Some kind of quartz maybe here. I bet that's cool under the UV. Ugh, the focus. Blech. Not very good. That's okay. Thanks for hanging, everyone. So now that I know we've got an okay angle on my camera, let me come back down to the chats here. Oh, Becca's here this morning, huh? Good morning, Becca. Mr. Chubby Hubby. By the way, howdy there, Allison. I hope all is well. Your dirt consumption has been low. Yeah, unfortunately, it's been rather smoky here, too, so it's been challenging to recreate outside. What was I just gonna say right before that, I wonder? I forget entirely. Isn't that great? I should probably have some coffee. Good morning, Al. Mercy grabbing in the wind. I can't remember. Definitely needing some coffee here. This is my brother's coffee cup, and I hijacked it and put a Prairie Girl Rock sticker on it. He's not here today, so I'm using his cup. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. So, Mr. Chubby Hubby, I watched a bunch of your videos on the TV the other night. It's not as easy to comment when I'm watching on the TV as it is if I watch on the phone. You guys, if you haven't watched Mr. Chubby Hubby's videos, you definitely need to do that. Very creative editing technique and style. I like it. Definitely puts a smile on my face, makes me laugh. Yeah, get some coffee, Al. Definitely a coffee kind of morning. I've got one homesick from school. He thinks that the smoke is messing with him, which it very well could be. I know that there were a couple of nights that I went to bed with a pretty bad headache, so. Has been trying to get together a live sale and stressing out. Can I plug him in? Yes, absolutely. Al, definitely. You guys go check out Al. He's trying to have a sale. Al, I'm gonna warn you, my first couple of sales did not go well at all. But you know what? It takes a little bit of practice. It takes the guts to try it. You know, it's like rock hounding. You may not find the greatest things when you go out. You may not find anything at all, but the guarantee behind that is you will find nothing sitting on your couch. So I'll get up, go out there and give it a try. Even if you fall flat, you know what? You got a little experience under your belt, and you know what? If at first you don't succeed, try again. Yeah, you got to just give it a go, man. You're going to find out what works for you and what doesn't. All right, so let's get back into this. We've got like 3 of these washed here. We got a whole basket of them to kind of go through. Like I say, the focus isn't wonderful on your side, so I'll just do the best I can to kind of, we'll talk about them a little bit. I think that this is just a big piece of like maybe quartzite, maybe quartz. It's interesting. It's got some like bands running through it. And moving on. Ooh, this is pretty. Oh my goodness. I'm a happy girl. I'm a happy girl. This'll do. This ain't bad for one heck of a windy day. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say about this, you guys. See, the sun coming through this window is helping, hurting, and helping all at the same time. Look at all the spots in that. I think it's probably just a chert. But gosh dang, that's pretty. Okay, we'll look at it again, like I say, in a minute. When we get some more of these cleaned up, we'll get, I hope, a little better look at some of this. What in the world is this? Psh, heck if I know even why I picked that up. I don't even know why I picked that up. Like, I bet it's kind of cool under UV, but... Oh, baby. Here's a big old juicy feldspar. Sorry, I hope I'm not too loud or too quiet. I'm trying to kind of talk over the faucet a little bit. Big old pink-red feldspar. That's a pretty one. Holy jasper. Big old chunky. Anything interesting happening in this jasper? Because sometimes our just plain old brown jaspers can get some fossil-y stuff happening in them. Wow. In fact, there may be something quite large in there instead of the typical really tiny ones. What's that? Ooh, it's interesting. We will have a look at it. Here's stuff that I don't usually pick up. I'm not sure that this would cut or take a polish, but I don't know that, so I probably should try it once. Okay, I remember picking this up and I wasn't sure, and again, it was so dirty. The dirt was so bad that you didn't dare brush this. I suppose we could have sprayed it. I had a spray bottle on me and some water, but I never thought of that. But I wasn't sure if this was a pet wood or not, and I even asked Becca, what do you think? And she's like, I don't know, it's hard to tell. Well, guess what? Now that it's dry, I know it's a quartz. It's a tricker wood, an imposter. But I did find some really nice petrified wood up there. Let me show you that now. And I found it in kind of in the gravel road. If we'd have driven just a little farther down that road, we would have drove right over the top of this. Let's see. I haven't actually seen if I can put this back together into one piece yet. I would guess honestly that it goes together right there somehow. Oops, let's see. Where is the camera? Oh, where is the camera? Sorry, guys. That's horrible. This part of it was sticking out. I couldn't see very much of it. It turned out to be a rather big piece. It's really quite a pretty piece too, to be honest. I wonder where that piece went. Oh, there's some gorgeous, gorgeous red in there. There's some beautiful banding happening down there. I can see it with my eyeballs. I wish you guys could see it. Yeah, we'll leave that. Let's see, where can you see? There-ish? Can you see that? No? Yes, no? How about there? Get her on up there. Ooh, it's pretty. Oh my goodness, the yellow's in there. Oh! Oh, yeah. See if I can catch up on some comments while. So now the tables are turning. Now we've got Al reassuring people that they can do it. They can figure it out. They can do it. You guys are great. Good. Thank you, Angie. I'm glad. I'm glad that my smile is and my happiness is contagious. You know, you hear all those stupid quotes like happiness is a choice and things like that. And to some degree it is. I mean, obviously crap happens. You know, really bad crap happens, and there are reasons to not be, you know, really really happy every day, but you know what? I've overcome a lot. So have you guys. I know you all have. We've all overcome a lot. And I know that we're capable of overcoming a lot more. So like literally when the wind was blowing so outrageously the other day, that could have really put a frown on my face, but instead I laughed. Like, I'm not joking, you guys. Manically laughed. Like, I was just absolutely impressed. Like, and I stood there and just let it just blow and just laughed manically. Like, holy cow. Like I say, coming at the same point in time, coming to a realization that we are absolutely insane for being out there and hunting. Looks like if I put you guys down here, you'd see the rocks a little bit better. I don't know, the shadows are terrible and all of that, but here's just a jasper. I don't know if there's anything happening in him or not. He's cute. He's got some little red bits in him. I don't know what this is. Jasper, maybe chert. I don't know. Looks like there might be something happening in here, though. I can see how I would think that this was a wood, maybe even two if it was still really dirty. I'm gonna have to look at that. Like I say, some of these rocks will have fossils in them. So some of them are so tiny it takes an optivisor to see them, though. Oh, here's a meteor wrong. You guys want to see the meteor wrong? I mean, I knew it was a wrong when I picked it up. Absolutely not a doubt in my mind. But sometimes it's important to keep some stuff like this just to show examples of what meteor wrongs look like. We can get into that later if we want to. If we are having a good time chitting and chatting and chatting and chitting. Chert? Is it chert? It's chert again, isn't it? It's pretty. It's dang pretty. There's a real good one in here somewhere we haven't come across yet. I'm not even sure if I told Becca that I found the real good one in here. That's not coming very clean. It's got some lichen on it that I'm not liking. I'll have to work on that one later. This is interesting. I'm fairly certain that it's quartz, but it's got like all these pinks and yellows and stuff going on. I think it's pretty. I thought pick it up, keep it. I don't know. Go in the tumbler maybe? Wow. Okay. Interesting. Little piece of chert on host still, on sandstone still. I'm not sure. What's this? Big old piece of quartz. It's a rough day if I'm picking up a lot of quartz. We have some beautiful quartzes out here, and I really shouldn't knock our quartz. But I don't know. I must have thought that was pretty when I was out there. That, or I just got confused. I meant to put it on the ground and put it in my bag. That's happened once or twice. I've thrown my good rocks on the ground and put the junk in my bag and been like, oh, wait a minute. What is that? Is that quartz? Probably. Kind of cool. And then some of this stuff that looks like quartz is probably more like sodalite or something. Probably not this piece, but like I mentioned in the get-go, this piece that kind of has this like blue tinge to it. Sometimes this stuff, it glows insanely orange under the UV. Yes, I will definitely come back to that spot and talk about that a little bit. I'm checking out the messages here while I'm scrubbing these up. Let's see, what have I got here? Alrighty, we'll talk about this handful really quick. Here's a green one. We don't find green up here very often. Yeah, that's a beautiful rock. I'm not sure what it is. A jasper. Gosh dang, it's real pretty in hand, guys. Now we've got a bunch of shade coming through this window. I don't know if that's helpful or not. Look at the red in that jasper. That's pretty. I don't know. I picked that up. I don't know why. Oh, gotta get the right end of this thing. Here we go. Can't scrub with that end very good. Holy cow. Look at me go. Oh, where is the fancy rock? I see it down there. I see it down there. I see it down there. We're getting there. This is beautiful. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like some kind of a jasper, but it looks like it almost tried to go to like dendritic agate. Almost. If it had cooked in the oven just a little longer, we might have made an agate. Here's a weird piece of jaspery looking stuff. Okay, I never remember the name of this. The red and green. It's named after a place in Minnesota, Michigan or Minnesota. What's the name of the rock that's pink and green at the same time, red and green at the same time? Unakite. Thank you. Oh no, my rock fell down and bumped the button, and I gotta get my hand dry with my sweater. Excuse me. Probably pick up a dog hair or two doing that, but I gotta get back up here where I can see your guys' chats. Yeah, Angie for the win on the Unakite there. Yes, thank you, Angie. And Tennessee is where? Yeah, places aren't my strong point. I mean, I can tell you almost exactly where I found a lot of my rocks, so places like that is my strong point, but outside my stomping grounds, yeah, not really my forte. If it was, I might be able to remember Unikite. One of these days it'll stick. One of these days I'll remember. Here's a little pet wood. Just a little guy. That's got stuff happening in it, but not anything you guys are going to see on the camera. Let's see, here's a couple red ones. And that one's got pretty colors, like blue and yellow at the same time. Look at the little bands up here. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, I don't know. Moving through maybe just a little fast, that's okay. This is stumping me. Angie, there's quite a bit of it out here and I just don't often pick it up. It's got to be a little bit, I don't know, fancy, I guess, for me to want to pick it up. So every once in a while. Holy shoot. Whoops, bang, clank. Holy shoot, I don't know what that is or what is going on there. Honestly, that's weird. That's pretty much junk. I mean, it might be pretty tumbled. I think it's a chert. This one too, honestly, I think it's just a chert of some kind. Some kind of quartz. Saving the best for the last. Oh, that's cool. Well, I'll be damned. It's got a little band in it. It's so cute. Oh, it's covered in junk and I can't get it off. I don't know. It's I love it though. It's got a little banding right there. We'll get some close-ups maybe later. Wow. Okay. I actually did put this one on the video as I found it. I don't know. Is this some kind of a agate forming in some volcanic basalt that gives it this texture, or are we looking at something maybe kind of fossil-y here? This is going to require some further investigation for sure. Just can't get my mind around that yet. All right, let's clean it up. I was pretty over the moon when I found this, so let's see if it's as delightful as I remember it being. It's okay. It's pretty cool. What is it doing out here on the prairie? I didn't get it all the way clean, but see if I can get my fingers dry. And come up here and look at what I'm doing maybe. Hey, and by the way, if you guys haven't hit that little thing in the corner of your screen that adjusts that adjusts the picture quality, you should do that now. Goodness gracious. Okay, so this piece here has got agate banding up here. It's got a little quartz pocket here. More agate banding coming around and opening up into this like quartz bitey pocket guy. Oh yeah, we had it for a second there. Ooh. elbow slipped. Sorry. How pretty is that, you guys? I'm pretty tickled. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's not really for the tumbler. It's not really for cutting and cabbing. It's not really like anything I usually find out here either, so I'm tickled. I'm delighted. But yeah, what am I gonna do with that? Oh my goodness, the more I look at it, the prettier it gets, you guys. Oh, it's a keeper. But yeah, not necessarily a keeper for any particular plan. Interesting technology chat happening down here. Oh, thanks, Angie. Oh, hey, morning, Mom. Thank you, Soul, for that reminder to hit the buttons. Agree, Al. Like I say, I don't know if I really get everything out of Discord that there is to offer. I don't know if I'm using it to its full potential. I don't know if I really have time for that either. Yeah. Thanks again, Angie, for answering Al's question there. Mom, are you serious? It's this thing that looks like a thumb. Thumbs up. Awesome. All right. Well, let me see if we can do any better getting you guys a look at some of this stuff. Sorry. If you are motion sensitive, I really, really do apologize. I would love for it to sit like right about there, but do you think I can make it? Can if I use a counterweight, and then don't forget that the thing that I'm using as a counterweight is there to hold the tripod. Okay, we did it. So here's that pet wood. Like I say, I really dig some of that yellow. Oh, and let's talk about this really quick too, by the way. I apologize for all of the neon orange spray paint on my fingernails. Trust me, that's looking a lot better than it did last night when I blew up the neon orange spray paint all over me, my boss, the outside of the building, the ice bin, everywhere. All over me, all over him. Just blew up spray paint everywhere. I was like, what'd you think was gonna happen when you gave me a can of neon orange spray paint? uh, Long story short, we got the spray paint working after I unclogged the can. And I continued with the spray painting job. Rebecca showed up wondering why I was running late coming home from work, and she jumped out of the pickup and helped scrub spray paint off the side of the building in the ice bin. We got it done. Slightly funny story. Then Rebecca followed me home. We looked at some used lapidary equipment for sale just up across the border. So I don't exactly know what's going on with that there, but everybody please do me a big favor. Cross your fingers, cross your toes, whatever kind of lucky charm you believe in. Go ahead and rub your lucky charm now and make a wish for me and Rebecca that we can pick up this used lapidary equipment, because we'd sure like to have it. So I'll be working on that throughout the week and seeing what kind of arrangements I can make to get that loaded up and brought down. Look at that one, you guys. It's dry now too, by the way. It was very pretty when it was wet. It's also very pretty when it's dry. So yeah, cross your fingers, cross your toes. whatever you do, maybe you even crash your elbows. I don't know. Al, I think faceting was about the only thing that they didn't have in there. I meant to watch your homemade faceting video machine. Is it awesome? Did you achieve that, Al? I mean, I saw the headline come through this morning when I was setting up for this live, and I could just kind of imagine in the back of my mind how one could set something like that up, and I just am curious. Were you successful? It would be there were some saws, there was a genie, a couple of grinding wheels, a flint knapping setup, and a vibratory polisher. Bunch of rocks. I think she wants the whole thing gone. Yeah, sorry, there's a big truck driving by outside my window. I think there might be something in here. What is in here? So, I volunteered my son's football team to help load and unload. Only a few of them are slightly aware that that has happened yet. One of them came into the grocery store the other day and he's like, oh, never mind. I didn't bring my wallet. And I rang his groceries up and I paid for him. And I was like, his brother was there and he's like, oh, now you owe Allison big time. And I was like, that's right. And I'm going to get it out of you too. I might need you to load and unload some very heavy equipment in the near future. And of course, these kids would do that for me, whether I bought their groceries for them or not. But I did make mention of it that I may be shanghaiing you to come load and unload machinery for me in the near future. And my son knows too. I'm like, yeah, you kids are gonna have to help me. So I don't know. It's it's so close. It's so tangible. I don't know if I can land the deal or not. So fingers and toes crossed. See what I mean? That was kind of a pretty rock, isn't it? Like I say, I think it's just quartz. But look at all the pinks and yellows and reds and whites and kind of a pretty little thing. Pardon me. I know what I'm missing. Obviously, I need a swig of coffee. mm. That's 2 takers for a faceting machine if I ever come across one, huh? Okay. Is it the distance or the cost or what? I'm sorry, Spot, I'm not following. Roof. Yeah. Are you asking me that question? Another button, so I'm so confused. Oh, Mom, I love you. You're hanging in there. You're doing great. Here's the green one. What that's holding me up, Spot, from making this purchase? Ooh, my counterweight is failing. I apologize. Okay. Is that what you're asking? Why are you still unsure about the machinery? Because I sent somebody up there yesterday to go pick it up, and they didn't answer the door. And then they didn't answer the phone. So I don't know if she would. Maybe she'd rather deal with a woman. Maybe I need to go up there personally and pick it up. And I just don't know. I just don't know what the holdup is. I'm gonna call and find out what I can do to make that happen. Today, I'm gonna call. So, any advice on how to pitch that? How to succeed in something like that? Throw it in the comments now. I know you guys don't really know the full situation, and neither do I, but looking for words of wisdom. Isn't that pretty? Look at the cleavage on that stone. Oh, it's still dirty, and I'm not liking that. Here's a blue one. Is it a blue shirt? Yes, they did know to expect someone. They had answered the phone earlier and said, come get it. And when they showed up with the trailer to get it, no one answered the door. So they went and ran some errands for a little while, and then came back and called and knocked on the door again, and still no one answered. So there was some communication, and then there wasn't. So I don't know what's going on. But it's close enough to me that I can be patient, and I can be there both at the same time if needed. So yeah, the distance is not an issue. It is so close to home. It is that I can see it from here. I can smell it and taste it from here. And the price is, I don't think, an issue. I mean, maybe she's changed her mind about that, and that's what the holdup is. I don't know. But I'd pretty much give my right leg to have some of this stuff that she's got sitting in her driveway, outside in the driveway. I'd love to go load it all up for her. Is it old brand laboratory equipment? At Spot, if you... I'm the same way, Spot. I am the same way. Like I say, a few of my friends who really know me have come out into the field and found me, and I've seen them driving up and been like, oh, great, who's coming out? You know, what in the world? And then it's like, hey, I thought I might find you out here. And I'm like, hey! And we'll sit on the tailgate and have a good chat, walk around, look at things for a minute, visit. And then off they'll go. They'll be like, I saw your truck at the side of the road, and I figured I could find you out here. So, and I'll be like, hey, since you're here, give me a ride back to my truck, you know. So there've been some times when people are successful in finding me, even when you'd think it's impossible. But I know, Al. I know machinery is very expensive. Yeah, hopefully I can get to the bottom of what's going on with that. And it's a lot of machinery up there, and it's not something I don't think she really wants to have in her driveway, honestly. So it's almost like a you do me a favor, I do you a favor kind of situation. So don't give Allison a spray paint can ever. Yeah, thanks, Becca. Sometimes I can control myself, but sometimes I just lose my mind. Stick something right down the hole and let her rip. It's sometimes I can handle myself with sharp things, and sometimes I cannot. What else? What else is going on in the chat? Let's see if we can catch any light on this feldspar before I look over. There we go. Oh, yeah, vintage machinery, Chubby Hubby, is the way to go. I was like warning my friend that I sent up there to go look at that. I was like, it's gonna look like junk, and it's gonna look like a huge job. It's gonna look like, why did I volunteer to do this? But trust me, it's worth it. Like, even if it looks like junk, it's still usable and it's still got a huge value. Like, please, please, please go get this stuff for me. So yesterday was very exciting. Today I'm kind of like, okay, we'll take a little bit of different approach about this and see what kind of a deal we can work out. So well, and I'm gonna tell you guys a little something. You guys know that I hang out with my meteorite crew on Wednesday nights, so we'll do that later tonight. We all get together on Zoom and hang out. Let me tell you, it's the people that hang out on the meteorite crew and the people who are in the meteorite community as a whole are some of the weirdest individuals you will ever meet. Some of them are so actually genius that socializing is a bit of a challenge for them. And, you love them anyway. Let's see, here was that little rock with the banding in it. See if we can show you that little bitty banding in there. Honestly, the rock community, we all have our quirks too. We really do. And I've got to tell you guys, I love when people are surprisingly odd. If everybody was quartz, how boring would that be? It's important that some of us are jaspers and agates and jasp agates, and it's important that we're all a little bit different. That's what makes us all so cool, beautiful, special. So I love some of the unique personalities that we get in the rock community, in the meteorite community, and some of the coolest people. Now, C-Spot. C-Spot, run. Did you hear how I started that sentence? Okay, let me try that again. Spot says, I DIY a lot of things myself, make from scratch, repurpose, off-label use, etc. Spot. Spot, that's just too cool. Like, seriously. I know a lot of us do that. I know a lot of us really do that here in this community too. But how many of us are like, this isn't exactly how you're supposed to use this or what this is used for, but for the purpose of this, it's going to do. Like I was chatting with Rebecca the other day and I was like, you're not really supposed to run your saws with water. It's not the best thing for them. You should run them with oil, but oil ruins meteorites. So I don't put oil in my trim saws. I put water in my trim saws, and I run distilled water when I'm cutting meteorites. There was something else. We were going to look, speaking of meteorites. So here's my meteor rung that I picked up the other day. So if you saw this sitting on the ground, dark color. I didn't check it, but I'd almost guarantee it sticks to a magnet just a little bit, that it's magnetically attracted just a little bit. It's, kind of heavy. So some of the very most obvious ways that I know that this is a meteorite right off the bat is you can see that this rock, sorry, try to keep it focused for you, has been chipped right here, has been cleaved right here. And we would hope, if this is a meteorite, we would hope to see a lighter colored material in here and a darker outside. Now, if this was really, really weathered and that dark fusion crust that was on this rock from it burning through the atmosphere here, it's chipped again here so we can see the interior of this rock is identical to the exterior of this rock, which can be a very good indicator that it is not a meteorite. You can see some little things happening in there, some little sparkly things happening in there. Now, if those were iron, nickel, metal blebs that were in there, they're not. There's some kind of a silicate. They might be some kind of a metal, but you would see those remain in there no matter what angle you turned this rock at. They would shine like a chrome bumper on a truck at no matter what angle. But as you can see, those little glints of sparkly, they come and go as I change angles of this rock. So they're not nickel blebs. They're not iron nickel blebs that would be in a meteorite. So again, inside of this rock, same color and texture pattern as the outside of this rock. That's a pretty telltale sign. We're not seeing any metal, significant metal in here, nor are we seeing chondrules, which are the little round spheroids that are inside of meteorites. So the inside of this rock, which we were lucky enough to just get a window into, like, look, if you were brand new to meteorites, you might think that that was a chondrule because it's kind of got a round, smooshed round shape. But that's, I don't know, just some kind of feature in that rock, some kind of a weird coincidence in that rock. If that was all throughout this rock, I'd say you need to have somebody look at that. But that's just a meteor wrong there. Might even just be a piece of, I'm not sure if it's an ironstone or a hematite. I'd say probably an iron nodule of some kind, since it is really not leaving us a good streak here. Little bit, but the streak that it is leaving is more of a steel gray color than a red color. So Not so much hematite as maybe just a native ironstone, maybe even a really, really, really weathered sandstone of some kind. Those are just my guesses there, so. Oh, I can't spend 5K on any machines. Didn't even spend 5K on my truck. Right, Spot. It should kind of look like a space cookie. It should look like you're cooking a little bit, right? The inside should be full of things, you know, chocolate chips, walnuts, M&Ms, things like that. And the outside should be cooked just to a perfect little crispy crisp. So the shape and the surface texture made it worth a second look. To a very novice eye, yes. Yes. Like I say, you got to start somewhere, and a dark stone laying like that out somewhere would probably catch your attention, especially if it jumped up onto your magnet. Rebecca's still ranting and raving in the chat about this sale that we want to close. And she's so funny. Did you try streaking it like that, Al, on the bottom of a cup? Let me see if I have a piece of hematite handy. I probably do. I don't know if I've ever tried to streak this. Let me do this on my own here real quick. Yeah. Do I have a better example? I have put a video out where I do streak some hematite on the bottom of a coffee cup. So if we have to, we can go back to that one for reference. Let's see. Oh, I know. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, let's see if we get one of these to give us a nice streak. Hang on just a second. Oh yeah, let's go with this one. Okay, this is also in my Meteor Wrong collection. This, let's see if we can get it to focus a little bit better. Almost has a glassy fusion crust looking appearance to it. Almost looks like it maybe could have melted coming through the atmosphere just a little bit. In fact, I showed this to my meteorite crew and they were like, hold on just a second there. What have you got? And what really blew our hopes away is when we turned it over to this side and we can see all of this porous material. That is a dead no. Dead no. Meteorites are not porous and they are not bubbly. They may have some bubbly fusion crust to them, but the interior and the exterior included should never be that porous. Once in a while, there's a vug or two in a meteorite, but nothing like that. So let's go ahead and streak this. I polished the end, by the way. Again, like I say, this was convincing, and I was like, okay, but it is so convincing on this side. Even though it's a big no on this side, I still think it's worth taking a peek inside. And again, what do we see? We see that the inside is the same as the outside. Okay. Moving on to our streak test here. Is this hematite? Because it is magnetically attracted, but not all hematite is magnetically attracted either. Sorry, that was a crappy little streak. What do you guys think? Does it look rusty orange red? Oh, you guys are cracking me up in the chat. Anyway, that is a hematite streak. And I mean, you can even almost rub it off onto your finger, make your finger a little bit red. Beautiful stone. I think, personally, I think it's a beautiful stone, and I think it polishes very beautifully. It takes a polish, but that's a good way to eliminate whether this is a meteorite or a meteor wrong. Your meteorites are going to make more of a steely gray colored streak, if any streak at all. So if you're getting a red streak like that out of anything that you thought might be a meteorite, that's a real good indication that no, what you have is hematite. So anyway, there's a little science, rock science, woohoo! A little rock science for you guys this morning, afternoon, wherever it is, whatever it is, wherever you're watching from. So yeah, I just, like I say, it's important to have a couple meteor rungs in your collection too. I've had locals bring me things once in a while, and I'm like, yeah, I've picked those up too. I've picked up rocks that look exactly like this, so don't feel bad. I've picked those up, I've looked at them, I've studied them, and I promise you they're not a meteorite. Here are the reasons why. Here's how I know that. And if it's, I mean, we can go through that together. I will take meteor wrongs and go through that with people too. Like, let's streak it. Let's see what the streak does. Let's open a window into it and polish it and see what it looks like inside. I've got a couple meteor wrongs that look like irons. They're probably waste material. Oh, son, that's noisy. They're probably waste material from something. The rig work out here, the oil field work out here. Who knows? Maybe even, I don't know, part of old farm equipment. Who knows what I find? But after it's laid out there and rusted forever and ever and ever, it kind of, you're like, well, I mean, maybe I should have a look at that. So I've brought home stuff that look like iron meteorites, and I was worried that if I fiddled with that, we were going to have an issue. Those are a little different to determine because cutting a window into an iron meteorite isn't necessarily, or a piece of iron trash isn't necessarily a visual thing. So you'll want to run some further tests on that, such try to etch it and things like that. And there are ways to find that out. If you've got one that won't etch at all, you definitely don't have a meteorite. If it etches and it's got a Widmanstätten pattern, bingo. So, can you do it, tripod? So again, rock science, baby. Oh, I wish I got to go hang out at the Learning Center in Kalispell area. No, they do have an amazing telescope there. They do all kinds of really awesome outreach stuff. They do, camps, and they even do adult camps spot. So if you go search the Montana Learning Center, they do I even think they do an adult rock hounding camp. Like 1 week camp where they take you out and you learn geology and you learn rocks. And so, yeah, the Learning Center, I think it's a great thing. Some of that stuff is outside my budget. I'm not going to lie. In fact, I had even considered maybe making a suggestion to Katie Did Rocks when we were doing the Heart for Rocks thing, that maybe we could fund a girl to go to one of those camps or something that the Learning Center does. But I'm glad she came up with what she came up with. She did a really good job. But yeah, they have telescopes. They have all kinds of stuff that's really, really awesome. But no, I don't travel far from home if I can avoid it. So they have a Facebook page too where you can check in on what they're doing. And like I say, if they catch anything really interesting on their All Sky cam, I think they share it on their Facebook page. Yes, Theo had also mentioned it. He went and did something there, and then if I'm not mistaken, they may have invited him to come help teach some summer classes or camps, or I don't know, day sessions or something. I'm not exactly sure what they approached him for, but yeah. No Facebook for Spot. Good for you, Spot. I have one, but I only use the Messenger. Once in a while, I'll get in and see what's going on the Knowledge Bolide crew for my Meteorite group. They have a page, and once in a while, I'll check and see what I'm missing there, so I'm not completely out of the loop. But yeah, I don't get on and check it hardly ever. Just don't have the time or the patience for it. So Messenger, though, because I don't have a cell phone, because I don't text and chat and things like that, Messenger is a really good second option for me. I like Messenger too because you can video chat with people. I think you can have a Messenger without a Facebook, or a Facebook without a Messenger. I'm not sure how that works. Maybe.
I don't think so.
Here's my oldest, aka my tech crew. He's over here. He's home from school sick, like I say today, and he said he does not think that works that way. He would know. He would know way more than me. Yeah, so it was really, really windy. It cracked me up. I was just impressed. I was like, way to go, wind. Way to go with your bad self. It was crazy. It was fun. We did find some stuff. It was fun. We should probably try to get out again today. I was asked to come sing karaoke at my friend's surprise 60th birthday today. I know he's not watching. He's a farmer and a rancher. He hasn't got time to be on YouTube or any of that stuff. But anyway, they're throwing him a surprise birthday party today, and they said, will you come sing karaoke? He loves to listen to you sing karaoke. And I said, sure. So I'm not sure. They contacted me this morning before the live, and they're like, oh, good. We might have to change plans and change locations. We hate to leave you in limbo, but can we leave you in limbo until we figure this out? And I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter either way. If we do it here or do it there or do it this day or do it that, it doesn't matter. Sam's going to know we love him. So she was like, oh, you know what? You're right about that. Like, don't take it too seriously. He's not a serious guy. He wouldn't care if we all met out at his place with our crummy jeans on and our filthy shirts, and we had crackers and cheese. He'd be thrilled. So, does anyone know much about the older cab machines? It has an odd kind of wheel that looks like it was designed for some kind of sand. Wow, really, Chubby Hubby? You might have to throw us out a little, some pictures on the Discord or a video out on YouTube or something so we can have a look at that. Interesting. Yeah, I don't. Oh, for sandpaper. Interesting. Well, I run sandpaper, I guess you could say, on my big cabbing machine. Mine's an old Sears, vintage Sears machine. It came with this on it. I mean, just looks like generic 600 grit sandpaper to me, doesn't it to you? I mean, that's the back side of it. I used it till I could see through it, and then some. I mean, look at how shiny it is. Even can we get the sun to shine on it? I'm sorry, son, that you didn't do so good on your test. That's a bummer, buddy.
Fine. I'm gonna retake
can I get the shine on this belt? Because I've used it. There we go. Till it's just smooth as a baby's bottom.
Yeah. I remember actually touching that and being
You
like,
can
what does this do?
almost see through it here.
I was about to
You
say,
can almost see
is the
through
rock
it here.
supposed to sand this?
Oh, I definitely got my money's worth out of that piece, right? Did and the barrel from maybe I might have, Al. I'm sorry that I can't recall it. I think I did.
Two questions.
Otherwise I'd be like, heck no, I haven't. But that really, in some ways, sounds super familiar. Like I did actually see that video. Was it a short or a video? Al?
Backfire or whatever. I thought what it is, it's what it causes.
Charmin might have more grit to it than that. I kind of agree, chubby hubby. What's left of this dang thing is just sad. Whoa, holes, yeah. Yeah, I got my money's worth. So, let's see. This is what I got to replace it.
A leak in the hosing or something creates a flashback.
And so now that I actually have like a whole bolt of this. Oh, he put a 5 on there for me, eh? Now that I have like a whole bolt of this, I won't be sparing. I won't, or I won't be running it till there's dang holes in it. So I was pretty glad. I didn't know that you could replace it with something you got just at the hardware store. I thought it'd be something I had to specialty order. Yep, it sure does, chubby hubby. It sure does go around the wheel and then meet in the middle together and tighten with a screw. Yep. And my brother picked that up at the local shoot. He might have even got it at CarQuest.
Torch tip sizes.
So you could probably get a roll of that just about anywhere. Trying to cut the star on the rose quartz. Does the seam cause an issue? No. No, it does not. Chubby hubby. Not at all. Not at all. No, and it seems like the seam seems quite large. There we go. The seam seems quite large when you put the paper on and you tighten the screw, you think how in the heck. But when you turn that on and it's spinning and you put a rock up to it, no. You can hear it kind of like tick, 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 tick. You can hear it come around every time, but no, your rock goes right over the top of that gap, and it works. I loved that dang. I loved this. I loved it, or I wouldn't have used it until it had a dang hole in it. But yeah, you're right, chubby hubby. It meets. You can see. You can see what kind of a gap I had in there, even when I used this. When it met in the middle and then just, screws tight and then squeeze there. Yeah, no. That is obviously a point where this wore out. But no. You don't feel it there. It doesn't mess your rock up.
I that back up there and do my best.
All right, I love. Did you get something to eat, baby?
I had stuff up there.
You did?
Yeah, they had cup noodles for sale.
Okay. I don't know if you're here or at your dad's tonight, honestly. But I'll see you tonight. I think. Yeah, I think I'll be here. I have meteorites, so I'll be here. I was wondering, shall I go for a rock walk or not? See, that's what kept messing me up. It looks like it could cause an issue. No, chubby hubby glides right over it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I put a new piece of that on there, and the only problem I had is that I didn't leave the tabs long enough to go inside, and eventually it came flapping out of there. Actually, my son was using the cabbing machine, and the paper came out of the crack, and it sounded explosive, terrifying. I was in the other room, and my big cabbing machine, as big and enormous as it is, it's really quite quiet. Even when you're using it, it's pretty quiet. And so, like I say, I was just in the other room, and my youngest son was cabbing away in there, and then just all of a sudden, and it was still hooked up on the one side, and so it started spinning in there and flapping, and that paper was slapping the inside of the machine in about 3 different spots, and it was just like, blah, 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 and I was like, holy crap, what did we do? What did we, did the belt break? What in the heck is that terrible, this just terrible noise? So I ran in there. He shut it off fast. He was like, "What happened?" He's in the same boat as me. He's standing there with no idea what just happened. So be sure to get that paper. Give yourself a good, like, well, what's it look like on this one? A good, like, inch and a half on each tab to get good and in there. Because, yeah, that was quite a surprise when that son of a gun came out of there. I put it back in there the best I could, and then it came out on me later. It wasn't as big a surprise because it had already happened once, but I just took it off. I got to go and I'm like, I have more. Look, I have more. Let's get a longer piece and get it in there like it needs to be. So I haven't done that yet, but I did take the other one out of there. I was like, that's enough of that coming loose and slapping around in there. So, but yeah, before I go use that again, I got to go try to get a new piece tucked in there and tightened on. But yeah, I love that thing. Used it till I wore a hole in it. Absolutely intend on doing it again. What else do we know today? I don't know. I don't even know. Rufo's moving, so he's kind of on a timeout. He sent me a package, by the way, or is sending a package. So we will be doing an unboxing from Rufo here really soon. I think Jeff sent me a package too. So, and I have no idea what's in it. I'm excited. So way to go, Jeff. So we'll be doing that here soon too. Hopefully. Oh, I don't even know if I should say it out loud one more time. Hopefully we're unloading a whole trailer full of equipment here real soon too. Oh, it's homecoming football game up here next week. So next Saturday, and my boy's a senior this year, so we'll be doing the whole homecoming last football, thing. See if old mom can keep her crap together. What else is going on? Poor boy. Maybe you should try some of that Flonase. What do you think? Yeah, and you said your throat hurts, and sucking snot down your throat isn't going to help your throat not hurt. I don't think I have any tissues. Will you roll with a roll of toilet paper for the moment? You be your buddy, just roll with him. Poor guy, not feeling super, super awesome. What else do I know? I lost track. Let's see. It was Karen last time, so it'll be the podcast this time. Like I say, you got to go check out Mr. Chubby Hubby's videos. The editing style and stuff is so quirky. Al's getting ready to do a live sale. Stay tuned for that. Showing him some love. Al, I don't know if you've heard or not, but it's against my religion to buy rocks. I'm glad, Angie. I try to kind of shuffle them around a little here and there so you guys can have a new view every once in a while, but yeah, thank you. I'm glad I got something okay out of that day because it was just hilariously windy. Hilarious, hellacious, hilarious. Somehow those two seemed to be together in that one day. Like I say, out there manically laughing. It was a blast though. Yeah, so let's see. Go check Al out. Al, I was saying I don't buy rocks. But I do support my fellow YouTubers with my watch hours. And I have broke my rule once or twice. I buy meteorites. And I bought rocks to help Tyler fix his roof that one time too. I broke and was like, I gotta do it.
Can I use this or
your brother brought that.
Okay.
You can have that.
I'll bring a big jar.
You should, and you should let me show the gang that real quick.
This one?
Uh-huh. You should let me show them. Look what my kids brought me, you guys. How cool is that? Let me tell you guys, it's delicious. My little apiary kids running their beehives up at their grandma's ranch. It's funny to hear their stories too. You should tell them some of your stories real quick. Like Caden had this angry, mean hive one year, and it was making way more honey than anybody else's hives.
There were some spiteful bees.
They were some spiteful bees, huh?
Yeah.
They were like sting crazy.
Oh yeah. Even Dad would put on a veil. He refused to wear any protection.
That wasn't the hive that stung your dad in the armpit, was it?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Was it? They came home one weekend and they're like, Dad got stung in the armpit. Oh, I love the tales of the beekeepers. They crack me up. It's very fun. Very interesting what they're doing up there. Yeah, let's have some. Put it in my tea. I put it on my toast. Very, very sweet of my boys. Don't bring me flowers. Bring me flower vomit.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, Spot. I love doing rock exchanges. It's very much a different thing when you're gifting somebody something. I do have rocks that are brought from all over the place. I brought you this rock. I thought of you. I brought you this rock. And that's a lot, well, for lack of a better word at the moment, that's a lot sweeter than look at this rock I bought. So, yeah, I do trade. I do sell some stuff. Well, especially because I'm making things, jewelry and stuff. I can't keep it all for me. I would look like a gypsy or a bag lady or something if I kept it all for myself. I'd weigh 30,000 tons if I wore all the stone necklaces and cabs and things I cut, and it would hold me down on a windy day.
If Mom got rid of all of the rocks, the house would fly away.
If I got rid of all the rocks, the house would fly away. The foundation would reverse sag, and we would all boing out into space. Ah, yes. My boys, they crack me up, you guys. They've got such great senses of humor. Good work ethics. They're good kids. They're honest. They're hardworking. What more could a mom ask for? And they've got very unique sense of humor. They're great. Oh. All right, guys. Well, we did it this morning. We did. I have no idea what the rest of my day brings for me. Rufo usually goes live on Wednesday, but like I say, I don't know what he'll be doing tonight. Again, he's on the move. So I usually miss that when I'm going to my meteorite thing. Ooh, Slim's kind of been making a comeback lately too, if you guys haven't noticed. He also liked to always go live on Wednesday nights when I'm in the middle of my meteorite meetings. So, but yeah, you guys know wholeheartedly that if I'm missing stuff on Wednesdays, it's, I'll catch up as best I can the next day, but yeah, good to know. Okay, yep. And then, like I say, Al's getting ready to do a sale. We're rooting for you, Al. We'll do the best we can to show you some love and some support. Check out Chubby Hubby. Spot's here. Spot's rocks. Threw Spot a wrench the other day. She did great. Al, Hubby, who else am I missing? Angie was here earlier. Becca was here earlier. Mom was here earlier. So there's here's all the cool kids. We're missing a few this morning, but I have a feeling they're out enjoying the last final throes of the nice weather and stuff. I hope they are anyway. And I think that's everyone. Anybody out there lurking? Thank you for supporting our channel. So yeah, I'll do the thing. I'll sing the song. And we will see each other around. Ooh, I got current, by the way, if you guys noticed, there was I walked the dogs. Angie, you crack me up. Oh my goodness. I love the song. Oh my goodness. I posted a video of the music we did up at the biker rodeo, and that got us current right up until the night before I met Greg D. So I packed up my bass and my amp, and I went home that night, and I woke up the next morning and went right back up there to the very same place and met Greg D, and we went on an adventure. So that video is coming out soon. Like I say, it's super short. I was more enjoying my time with Greg than I was paying attention to videoing and all of that stuff. But it was a fun day, an absolutely fun day. Really, really short video, but you guys, it's going to be well worth getting a peek at what we did, where we were at. You get to see our smiling faces. I got a picture of us. I was like, before we go, we got to do this. And we were just, stopped. We were all panting from climbing up a big hill. And I like, try to smile. Whew, okay, I got the picture. Let's go. So, yeah, I barely remembered on our way out of there. I was like, we got to have a picture together. So we'll get to see our smiling faces in the next video. So that's coming up. Got that to look forward to. He was so cool. It was fun. It was fun. Like I say, there was a moment there when I realized what we were doing, and I looked at him and I was like, we are nerds. We are total nerds. Oh, it was great. So, yeah, I mean, I really wish I could have taken you guys along for more of that, but I was living life and in the moment more often than I wasn't. So yes, nerds unite. I fully embrace it. Like I say, I love the different flavors that the nerds come in, and love them all. If we didn't have the different flavors, the world would be boring. How boring would it be? All right, guys. Well, I am off. Do the thing. Spread the love. Okay, here we go. Spread the love. And sing along, Angie, if you know the words. Pretty rocks out on the prairie. Pretty rocks are everywhere. Pretty rocks for us to look at. Pretty rocks are everywhere. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you again soon. Try it again. There we go.